Hi, I'm Theresa and welcome to Sappho's Library, where today we're going to be building a TBR cart. I have been on a quest recently to make my room at my dad's house, so where I spend most of my time now, feel more me. So before, whenever I've been filming, I've usually been at my mum's, but we moved here a couple of years ago and I've really barely made any personal touches. And the main personal touch for it to be a Sappho's Library room, a Theresa room, needed to be a bookcase. I've not really got the room for that, so instead we're gonna do a TBR cart. I've got a box here, you can't see it. Hello! So this is the Hobbycraft 3-tier trolley. It was really well priced and it seems supposedly to be really easy to put together, so we're gonna try that one out and then we're gonna fill it with some books. And so here we have the cart. So I went with pink, of course, as my favourite colour, but I'm also really hoping it will help brighten up this space a bit, because as you can see it's kind of bland, kind of boring, not very me with these just basic cream walls. And I genuinely struggled with these for 5 minutes. It's really embarrassing, but I've got my trays. They were just really like stuck together and I've not got the muscles for this. But I've got all my bits, my instructions, and we're gonna put this baby together. Cue the montage. We have now got a completed cart. It feels pretty steady. I'm pretty happy with it. It was a really easy process to build and now I get to put books in it. So first up, I have 2 hardcovers. They absolutely need to go on the top because they don't fit in the rest. So that's a very easy placement to do. I am realising I've not got as many books here as I thought. You'll see in a second. But we like colour coding, so I'm thinking like a warm tone shelf and a cool tone shelf. And then we'll probably have to properly organise this when I get some more books. I'm going to plonk these on like this and put these ones on. And yeah, that's the books I'm working with. TBR cart complete. Just kidding, that would make for a very short video. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go raid my TBR shelf at my mum's house. Welcome back to the iconic Sappho's Library bookshelves coming at you from the floor. So the bottom 2 shelves of my bookcase here are my TBR. Ideally that is meant to be 1 shelf, but as you can see that wasn't happening. But hopefully if I spread my books out over 2 places, I'll finally get back to having 1 TBR shelf and I'll have some more space to put my books. I'm running out of space really urgently. And so here we've got my stacks of my books, a better angle here on them, and I'm just popping them into a crate ready to take away to my dad's and fill up my shelves with. And let me know at any point in this video if you see a book that you love that you want to recommend to me, because I need pushed, I need gently bullied into reading these books, because otherwise they will sit here as they've done for like 2 years. So please just bully me. Okay, we're back. We've got the cart, we've got the books. So now let's just put them together. So we're back in the crate and I'm just picking out all of the warm toned books to complete that shelf. I'm going with the same kind of theme that I have in my original shelves, which is rainbow. We're going in color order, we're going with what looks nice. I do not care for any other organization system. Like whenever I see people talking about this, usually like on Twitter or something, being like, how can people organize their shelves by color? How can you find things? I can only find things by color. I don't remember authors' surnames. I don't remember anything else. Like genuinely, maybe it's just the way my brain works, but I love imagery. I love visual aids and color tones. That helps. So now we're on to all of the cool tones, and we've got a bit of a mix of genres here, but I think I'm mostly still in my romance era. That's the majority of what we've got here, and that really just reflects what I'm reading right now, what I'm interested in reading right now. So this is really just a glimpse into my brain and what is appealing to me just now. Just romance. Oh, spot my girlfriend. A couple of fun like little lit fic things, but really completely different to what it was even a couple of years ago, or definitely the years before that when I exclusively read fantasy. All of this to say, when I do talk about books again on this channel, it'll just be a little bit different. Still good, still sapphic, but probably just overall leaning a bit more adult. And here we are reorganizing the shelf with a very flattering angle. Love this. I love having a cinematographer on hand. But yeah, I decided I no longer like the color order I'd chosen, so here we are. Organizing your books really is just organizing, then reorganizing, then reorganizing, but I'm much happier now with how it looks having the dark colors on either end to kind of border everything in. And wow, here we go, the blue shelf. So now I've got some hardcovers and bits and bobs like that I'm going to pop in the back of the shelf where they're hidden. I don't want these dark coloured books ruining my nice rainbow, and also it's the only way I can fit in the hardcovers, you'll see in a second. And this is where we're going more like spooky vibes mostly. This is me preparing for October time when I really want to try and crack through a couple of these because it feels wrong to read them any other time, but then I always just forget about them in October. So that's what we're going with. And then I've got a French language book and a Spanish language book. So Las Malas was actually going to be one of my dissertation books, but like I freaked out about it. So I want to actually read it because I was really enjoying it and I really like the idea of the story. It's very like queer found family. And if you spotted Gear Breakers on that same shelf, it is because I had the sudden urge to reread it and finally read the sequel. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. I love that book. And okay, you remember at the start of the video when I was like, yeah, warm tones on top, cool tones on bottom, and then I didn't do that while we're doing it now. Yeah, great time to remember, Theresa, when you're all done. But here we go, and it looks so much better. Like, I'm so glad I did this. Something I've been doing differently in my reading, which was kind of unthinkable to me of 2 years ago, but is really apparent in these shelves, is that I'm no longer taking so many recommendations from online. I'm focusing on purely on what speaks to me, what sounds interesting and engaging, and it's created a much more personal relationship with reading and really healed my relationship with reading. Specifically, it was Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson that did this, and it's just a delightful not reading a book in the context of what everyone you've ever encountered online has thought about it, what Goodreads reviewers have thought about it, and letting the story speak for itself. And here we go, the shelves are complete, and look, I'm so happy about it, I'm doing a little smile. And then we're on to the top, and like, I don't know what I'm doing here. You're gonna see. I'm just messing about. I'm trying to figure things out. It's not going to plan. Nothing looks good. Don't mind me. So eventually this is what I have settled on. I'm quite happy with this. I am now currently reading Greta and Belden, so I have fucked it up already. But we move. And look, it is Tori, my little crochet guy. I love him so much. He is so cute. And I've got my makeup up there, I've got a mirror up above it. It's like the perfect get ready setup. I just have to be very careful I don't spill my books, but it's fine, we're fine. And here we go, the TBR card. I am in love with how all the colours have turned out. It really brightens up my room. I love having a big old rainbow in there again. And I'm just really, really happy with how this looks. And there we have it, the completed cart. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like, a comment, subscribed if you haven't already. It all just really helps out and just means the world to me as well. And thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video real soon.